like, yeah, you're actually a very beautiful girl, but you know, just lighten a bit, just kidogo. A lot of our men hide their colorism under this word, preference. I should have babies with a white man so I don't make them any darker. And the first thing they tell me, you know, you don't need foundation, baby, your skin is flawless. It's not that my skin is flawless, it's because you don't have my shit.
Just pretend that I'm a bit taller than I am.
Do you want to? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm joined by a very special guest.
Hi.
Our own national supermodel, Nyagua.
Stop.
And yeah, today's another episode of Makeup Matches. If you're new here, Makeup Matches is basically a series where I do people's makeup or my own makeup and we talk about important things. So today we talk about colorism in the industry. Our beautiful model Nyagua today is going to give us some insight.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, guys. I've never done a YouTube video, so I don't know how to act. So please pardon me.
Still beginners. So yeah, I'll do Nyagua's like eye makeup probably. Yeah, and then we'll discuss about this and that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like it if you like it, share and subscribe.
Please. Thank you.
And let's just get right in. Okay, so I'm gonna be asking Nyagua like a couple of questions or like conversation points, and then from there we'll chat about both of our experiences. And yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in on her beautiful face. So my first question to you is just about your childhood and how you saw yourself, how other people saw you, dealing with bullies, dealing with like accepting yourself, just your experience with that.
Well, growing up, I've always been that child that just generally has a very high like confidence, and I feel like I was one of those people that, you know, I'd never let things get to me. You know, obviously as a child it does get to you, but I tried as hard to not let it get to me, because, you know, at the end of the day I looked at myself and I'm like, there's nothing I can do about the way I look. Like literally there's nothing. I was born dark skinned and I'll always be dark skinned, you know what I'm saying? But there was times when I grew up and I realized there were options to, you know, lighten yourself, and I started seeing it from like a few family members, because the culture in South Sudan where I'm from is a lot of people, especially if you don't live in South Sudan and if you live like abroad or in Kenya, since because of beauty standards, a lot of women started bleaching their skin. So my aunties would like come up to me and be like, yeah, you're actually a very beautiful girl, but you know, just lighten a bit, just kidogo, and you'll be more beautiful. So it's not like the thought never crossed my mind, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things where I just had to simply accept. And I even made a promise to myself, and I said, like, I can't bleach myself. Like, I had to make a promise to myself and say, no, God snapped, he looked at you and made no mistakes whatsoever. And I feel like that's a message that I'll always send to all my younger dark skinned sisters and brothers. It's just like, screw societal standard, beauty standards, screw all of it. You are beautiful just the way you are, and your skin is magic.
I feel like that's something that especially a lot of young kids
never
need to
heard
hear, especially
growing up. You know what I'm saying? My mom always told me, yeah, you're beautiful, but it wasn't like
emphasis.
It wasn't emphasized like. And also she never really touched on the topic of colorism, because you know my mom grew up in Egypt, so she faced colorism a lot as a dark-skinned woman in Egypt. And you know, a lot of Arab countries are very racist, not only racist but colorist. Yeah. But you know, after growing up, that's when she opened up and she was like, yeah, I faced colorism and this is how it is and this is how it was. But I feel like if she touched on the topic when I was much younger and she let me know like, this is your skin, you're beautiful, ignore what everybody says, I feel like I do have a strong foundation, but my foundation would be much stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, probably that's like the one thing. Just same. My mom didn't really talk about much because I'm the darkest in my family, and even now I'm not that dark. But everyone else in my family is like proper light skin. So when I was younger, that was a really big issue for me. And at some point, I wanted to bleach my skin simply just because every time I like lost my tan or whatever, people would make comments. And it just kind of made me feel like you're only pretty if you're lighter.
Yeah.
So like it would be things like, don't go out in the sun, you're gonna get darker. Like just small things like that. That as a kid, like as a 7-year-old, you're like, so then what's wrong with being dark?
Dark, yeah.
So slowly by slowly, my mom started to notice that I was kind of unhappy with my skin, and I was trying to lighten it with this cream that I used to use. And so she had to call in someone that was dark skinned to have this conversation with me about how being dark is beautiful and how God doesn't make any mistakes. You are how he made you, and that's like you should be proud of who you are, not ashamed. And that's probably the first time I was like, I faced colorism internally, and like that's such a sad time in my life, because what 7-year-old is thinking about that or should be thinking about it? And that's like simply just because of the things people were saying to me and the way I was taking them. So that
and
was
just
mine.
Also in school, my first experience with colorism that I can vividly remember was I had just moved school, and I had moved to an international school. And this boy, so I entered class, and this one boy says to the whole class, it's nighttime, why are we still in school? And basically what he was trying to say was, the darkest person or whatever, it still doesn't make sense to me right now, but it made sense to a child's mind back then. So he's like, yeah, it's dark, I don't know why we're still in school. And that was the first time I realized, okay, then the world doesn't view my skin as beautiful. And also just small things like you're playing in the playground and no boys are trying to catch you, and you sit down and you ask yourself as a child, am I the problem?
Like, am I ugly?
And am I ugly? And then you just have to take yourself back and realize, oh, it's my skin. And just that moment of realization is what's very shocking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my childhood
experience for colorism.
Yeah.
So how was like growing up and being a teenager, and now that it comes to like just like properly interacting with boys, dating, friendships, self-image and confidence, social media, all of that? Like how was your teenagehood being a dark-skinned woman growing up and like learning to love yourself?
Well, I'm grateful to have been like a teenager in the time where dark skin was actually being praised. But the thing is, it was only being praised on the internet, and that's one thing that people need to not get twisted. It's the praise is usually only on the internet. Black girl magic, dark skin this, dark skin that, your skin glows like melanin sun, whatever it is, those comments were only made to me online, and that's where I got most of my confidence from, because I'd post a picture and random people would comment and be like, yeah, your skin is so beautiful, blah 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 blah. But like even prior to me getting all these compliments online, I used to lighten my photos. When you take nice cute selfies, you go and edit them for you to be so much lighter. And I remember this one girl texted me and she was like, your skin is beautiful just the way it is, stop trying to make it lighter. And I remember I was so defensive, and looking back I'm like, why? What was the reason? She was actually she was speaking nothing but truth and facts. And that's something I wish I heard more, because if it wasn't coming from only one person, then I feel it would be put into my head properly that your skin is beautiful and there's no need for you to change it. But when it comes to like dating and relationships, it's just the boys that I liked, I had to ask myself, first of all, do they like black girls? And if they do like black girls, do they like dark-skinned girls? You know what I'm saying? And it also reached a point where I stopped even trying to interact with boys, because I saw a pattern and I was like, it's not adding up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we talk, and then at some point they're like, I'm not sure. And I realized it's definitely a problem there. So this beauty standard and just our men fetishizing lighter skin women and mixed race women.
And it's always dark skin or darker skin or black men.
Yeah, people as dark, like a man as dark as me. Let me tell you something. I've been appreciated more by men from other races than I've been appreciated by than men from my race, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's also because of the self-hate that our boys have within themselves.
It's a societal thing, just the way people tell dark skin girls that are beautiful. I feel like sometimes the same runs for dark skin men, but then also this is another
thing. The thing is, they're not told. It's just that they don't hear that they're actually, you know, beautiful beings and that they matter. So the best way for them to cope was just to put down dark skinned women, because even when they're talking, a lot of our men hide their colorism under this word, preference. And you know, everyone has their own preference. I have my own preference. Shiro has her own preference, but it's just like all these men's preference always has to come under them freaking, what's this word, putting down dark skinned women. And even if you ask, why is, you know, a light skinned girl with loose curly hair and blue eyes your preference? Well, black girls and dark skinned girls in general are so rowdy and loud. They're not for me. But it's just like nobody asked that.
That wasn't the question.
That wasn't the question. You know what I'm saying? Who said that?
Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that?
Who asked that?
Who asked
Who
you?
asked that?
Who asked
Because if someone asks me, why do you like dark skinned men? I'm like, I love their
Give
skin.
you an answer.
I love their teeth. You know, I'd give an answer. I wouldn't try and bash lighter skinned men while trying to praise dark skinned men, because that's what lighter skinned men do. I mean, dark skinned men do. They praise lighter skinned women by trying to bring us down, and that's a problem. But you know, at the end of the day, I just said, who's for me is for me.
You go where you wanted.
I go where I'm wanted. But now I feel like they're catching up, and I feel like as much as they've really not done anything in terms of praising us and giving us the praise that we need and the confidence we need, we should praise them. We should also uplift them, because they matter too, you know what I'm saying? And they've faced colorism in their lives too. Nobody said they haven't, but yeah, just let them know that their skin is beautiful as well. And
also sometimes voicing that these, because also sometimes people don't know that the views they hold are problematic. It's just because also the whole thing about colorism and being directly like anti-black and things that, it's not that things that we naturally like would think, but things that we learn. How we learn that like darker skin is more masculine, so dark girls should be treated this way or that way.
And I remember this one case of this woman. It was very recently, not that long ago. This woman comes up to me and she's like, hey, your skin is so beautiful. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But on top of, she couldn't just end the compliment at that. On top of that, she tells me how I should have babies with a white man so I don't make them any darker. I was taken aback. I was baffled. I was bamboozled.
A stranger.
Like a whole stranger, you know what I'm saying? Telling me something like that. And the way she said it, she didn't think it was problematic. She didn't think there was a problem with her statement and with whatever she said. She was like, well, yeah, because in society, lighter skinned babies and mixed race babies are deemed more beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking a little bit it's also societal, like it's the way we've been conditioned to think, and it's so unfortunate because these things actually affect people's everyday lives.
Yeah.
So my next question is just, as a model, guys, if you don't know, Nyagua's international runway model, doing all of us so proud. So as a model, how have you encountered like colorism, even racism, just in your day-to-day life, in how people do your makeup, in the products available to you, just like how you, your just general life as a model?
Experience, yeah. Well, you know, I just started modeling recently and I entered the international scene recently, and I was taken aback because the things that I experienced as a black model and as a dark-skinned model in general is just something we shouldn't be experiencing in today's day and age. It's like, I thought we are more advanced than this. It's like, when makeup products aren't available to me, why? I can name like 3 makeup artists, 5 makeup artists brands on the top of my head that accommodate to dark skin. why is it that you, a professional makeup artist, cannot have my foundation? So yeah, I have experienced racism. I wouldn't really say colorism per se, because the industry doesn't really see black girls any different. It's just like, you're a black girl, you're a black girl, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like they always tend to put like mixed race women or exotic looking women on a high pedestal as opposed to the darker skinned ones. And one experience that, you know, we're told even before we meet these clients, just straight from the agency, or even just getting an agency that wants to represent you, is already like very hard on its own, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like my agencies would tell me, like, if you have a problem with the client or whatever it is, don't say it in front of them, don't do this, don't do that. And it's because they already deem us as very aggressive people. Like, you can't even have an opinion as a black woman, let alone a dark-skinned woman. The darker you are, the more aggressive you are, the more rude you are, you know what I'm saying?
What they expect you to.
So I have, like, honestly, my makeup is always trash. Like, it reaches a point where I have to like sneak in my foundation and like a few brushes with me backstage, and then I have to go to the bathroom and try and fix up my makeup because it just doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I really don't understand why in this day and age someone like me is going through such a thing.
Especially when there's so many dark-skinned models, there's so many.
Model of the year
awards
that are going to dark-skinned women. You know what I'm saying? And it's also like these makeup artists have gone to freaking makeup school for it. And I wouldn't blame them per se, but I would also blame them because educating yourself on such a thing is not so hard, especially when you start seeing yourself getting exposed to working with darker skinned women. Go on the internet, it's so freaking free. Like, bro, if I search right now on YouTube how to do dark skin makeup, there's millions of videos that will pop up.
It's also taking the initiative.
You know what I'm taking initiative, basically.
And you know, it's not the thing of, oh, I don't even do any dark skin women's makeup. If you're doing international brands, then you're gonna meet at least one or two dark skin women.
Exactly. Teach yourself, educate yourself. And it reached a point where like they didn't even have foundation for my skin. Like, they tell me, oh, you don't need any foundation, baby. Your skin is gorgeous. I'm like, it's not even that my skin is beautiful, it's that you don't have foundation.
You don't cater to me.
Exactly, you don't cater to me. And that's just a problem on its own, because I can name like 5 makeup brands off the top of my head that actually have foundation for me that goes well. I'm wearing foundation right now and it matches my skin. Why is it that you, a whole makeup artist, cannot find foundation to accommodate my skin? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I wouldn't lie and say that the makeup industry and just the beauty industry and the modeling industry in general is not getting better, because it is. You know, sometimes we need to give credit where it's due. It's getting better. We have people like Pat McGrath who are doing big shows. She does Prada, Valentino. She does the dance, and she makes products for every single skin type and skin color, and she caters to you and she makes you feel like you actually matter. You know what I'm saying? All the shows that I've done that Pat did makeup for, my makeup looks bomb.
Fact.
It looks bomb.
And that's the thing, is it also comes down to the people who are making these products. Is as a makeup artist, especially as someone who's been trying to build makeup recently, there's simply just brands that you go on the website and there's not a single dark skin model, because they don't make products for dark skin women. Exactly. They don't even like attempt. They've only now started to attempt because it's trendy, it's cool, it's hip. That's what is gonna get them like.
It's not actually genuine. It's not coming from a genuine place, and that's just sad to me.
So if these makeup brands aren't even putting in a bit of effort, then I mean, if you don't have products to use, then, whereas obviously, yeah, sometimes the makeup artists are to blame, but the industry is largely at fault as well, because
literally every single person.
Why is it only now that in the last couple of years that we've been after Fenty did it, that we've been getting products for dark skin women, as if dark skin women only just started to exist?
Like, bro, we've been here. We've been here for time and buying makeup. So that's like, black women actually make up 60% of the sales in the makeup industry, which is just crazy to me that you're not catering to my skin and to me when I'm buying so much of your products. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. And now that Fenty's done it, yeah, now everyone's like,
oh, let's jump on the bandwagon.
Now everyone wants to do it, and that's, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, the more the merrier. As long as they're doing it, then you have something. But it shouldn't have to take someone else to call you out, or someone else to. You should simply just see that, like, if I'm making makeup for women come in, or even
All
men,
shapes and sizes.
and all colors and all.
Yeah.
It's simply just common sense at this point, I feel like.
Honestly. But speaking on colorism, it's just also being a dark-skinned woman, you're already deemed aggressive even before you say anything. You're deemed rude. There's so many stereotypes that come with being a black woman that's just shocking to me, because, bro, you can't even have an opinion without being deemed aggressive. So that's another issue that I faced, and also just working in Europe in general. I had this one show, and this was when I faced racism, like proper racism. So it was only me and this other black girl that were booked for the show, and we were lining up.
How many people are in that show that only there's 2 black women?
Ma'am, we were over 40, and there's only 2 black girls. That's already a problem on its own. The thing with the industry is they put 2, 3, 4 black girls and then call it a day. That's what they do. And then they put those 2, 3 black girls on the front line so they don't look like they're not doing something. You know what I'm saying? The woman had to tell me, no, here in France, we don't really see color.
That's the stupid.
Well, start seeing color, because if you don't see color, you don't see me. And I'm a freaking person.
And the thing is, it's a big lie that, we don't see color, because you do. It's just when it conveniences you, or when that's when you want to start talking about I don't see color, it's to make yourself not seem racist. That's usually when people say I don't see color. It's usually when you've been called out for doing something that a black person doesn't like, and now you're speaking about I don't see color. That's a lie. That is a lie, because it wasn't us that made everything about color to begin with. Let's even start there.
It wasn't us, no. So yeah, we're slowly getting better. As long as we start putting more black women on the table. Screw that. Let's make our own table.
Facts.
Let's make our own table. Shiro, look at my makeup, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to toot her own horn because she's my friend, but her makeup skills are bomb, and she hasn't been to makeup school. So someone that's been to makeup school has a freaking, what do they get when they do?
Researched anything about makeup school. But
basically like a degree, a certificate for makeup school.
And some people have years and years of experience.
But like, why can't you do it for my skin?
But I think that's also, that's really important, especially as we grow older. Support your black artists and bag on people who go where you're wanted.
Yeah.
So now exactly, people like Pat McGrath, people like Rihanna, people that are black-owned businesses that are catering towards black women. That's where you take your coin, and that's who you hope to be hired, and that's who you support and who will be hired if you support them.
And one thing I need to say about us as black people in general, you who's behind the camera, one thing about us black people in general is we don't like supporting our own. Why? What's the reason? If Shiro came with a makeup line right now, a majority of you would laugh. For what?
That's it, actually.
For what? You want to go and support Mac that's not catering to you, but you want to leave your own. We need to start supporting our own people because we are talented. And we deserve the freaking coin.
That's the thing. It's always go where you want it, I feel like, at the end of the day. And if it's literally up to, you can't be complaining about black people, even dark skin, and you're refusing to cater, not even cater, to buy black, shop black, support black influencers, artists, even just in different fields. Like, it doesn't just stop at the industry where there is an issue when it comes to dark skin or even just black people in general. But I think, at the end of the day, it's up to the people who see the issue to, first of all, speak up about it. Also, take your money where your money is wanted. Yeah. Take your money where, to people who support you, to people who buy, okay, I can't say his name, but it rhymes with Mephi Har. People who buy his products, and he's an open racist who has spoken about throwing acid on a black woman's face to lighten her skin, has called a brown skinned woman a gorilla.
It doesn't end there. That's just what we've heard.
That's the things we hear. Those are things that are caught on camera. Now, if he's so comfortable saying that I'm gonna pour battery acid on her face in front of a screen that he knows is recording, imagine the things he says behind a screen or behind screens he doesn't know recording, or behind when there's no one recording him, or the friends that allow him to say these things. Like, what happens then? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's up to us at the end of the day. It's who we support that gets the coins. It's who we listen to that gets heard. So you can't be saying, oh, I want to support dark skin women, but you're not like your actions aren't doing anything of the sort. I want to support dark skin women, but you're not supporting dark skinned artists or models or so yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's up to us at the end of the day to go where we want to.
Because if we take away our coin and we take away ourselves from all these white spaces, they have nothing.
Facts. At the end of the day. And then that's why people follow suit. That's like the whole foundation thing. As much as I was kind of mad that people were like only supporting, like only making foundations for dark skinned women once Fenty made theirs. I mean, it worked. Once you take your coin to someone who supports dark skinned women, everyone
starts jumping on the bandwagon. That's exactly. Because they're like, okay,
I see how
it is. Because is the dark skin foundation not being bought? It is.
Period.
It's being bought. Fenty runs out like almost every other day.
Period.
Ma'am, this makeup is just wedding. Like, I need to go to a wedding right now. I don't want to take it off.
I'm very glad you like it. However, God knows where this is. Hiya. Okay, no, let's.
Wow.
Beats by she
did the damn thing. Like.
So that's it. I'm done with her makeup. I'm pretty proud of how it looks.
Yes, guys, it looks bomb. Like, honestly, I'm actually very happy. And if she can do my makeup,
unprofessional,
the rest of you can.
Period.
Okay, this goes out to the whole fashion industry, the beauty industry. If she has products to accommodate to my skin,
no excuses.
There's no excuses, literally
no excuses.
But
there's
yeah,
no excuses when it comes to how you treat people, your preferences. Look within, because a lot of it is also look within. If you're not catering to black people, if you're not catering to dark skinned people, if you're treating people somehowly because of their skin,
seek help. Because honestly,
the beauty industry is one that, like, I'm so glad it's improving, but we still have a while to go. But yeah, I'm pretty proud that I have the products, and it's not hard, guys.
But yeah, a message from the both of us to any person watching this, or to my fellow dark-skinned girls and boys, is just love who you are, love your skin, because when God looked at you, he said you're perfect. He made no mistakes. My skin is beautiful, her skin is beautiful, we're all beautiful. Find and accumulate all the self-love that you could possibly, because when somebody doesn't want to act right, or when the boys aren't chasing you, or whatever the case is, you'll never question yourself. It is gonna be a them thing as opposed to a you thing.
Period.
Okay, believe in your sauce, baby.
Believe in your sauce.
Because you're beautiful, from me to you.
Guys, from her, she looks like that, she's telling you, better believe her. Anything she says is true at this point, if you ask me. So yeah, that's it for Makeup Matters. I hope
episode 1.
It's episode 2, sis.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, sis. If you haven't watched the other one, go ahead and watch it. I talked about racism actually, and being black, and just what do black people do kind of vibe. So go ahead and watch that. I did my own makeup. But yeah, I hope this has been insightful to you. I hope this starts your little research journey to think about
educate yourself.
How
please.
you perpetrate it, how you perpetrate racism, etc. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like,
comment, subscribe, share, tell your grandma, tell your dog, tell your dad,
goldfish.
Tell every single person to come and subscribe. Freaking make 5 accounts if you need to. We are putting more black women on the table. Screw that. We are making our own table. Best believe that.
Guys, the pictures are already on my Instagram at beatsbyShe_. I'll put it on
for this love.
Follow it. Go check it out, and all her socials as well will be below. Just self-plug yourself. Don't go. They go follow
Instagram
me.
at Nyagua NYAGUAA.
It will all
Twitter at
below.
Bigwa BIGOAA. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. Follow me.
Go ahead and follow her if you want to see more of her beautiful face. I will leave everything down below, as well as my socials, so you can see this look in HD quality.
Period.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As usual, I love you guys. Bye.
See you in the next video. I always wanted to say that.